Hi, this is Reverend Rock and Roll and founder, pastor, spiritual advisor of the Church of Elvis and even more Latter-day Saints. This is going to be an unusual video. I normally don't get into the weeds about being an audiophile, okay? The behind the scenes of what I do to keep my records in pristine shape, how I clean them. But I get so many people coming over to the Church of Elvis, people with $60,000, $70,000, $80,000 systems, people that own record stores, and they say, Rev, how come your records consistently sound better than mine? And I tell them honestly, I say, look, I think it's the way I clean my records, what I do once a record comes into my possession. And so I'm going to show you how I clean my records, some of the products I use, and just give you a behind the scenes of what I do when I get a record. Now, the record right here I'm going to clean, as you can tell, it's a little beat up. I would give this a VG, easily a VG. And when I'm done with it, I fully expect it to be a VG++. Now, this is just a normal bathroom. Don't feel like you need some sort of lab to clean your records. Okay, normal bathroom, 1s and 2s acceptable there. And another thing, there are products like ultrasonic machines that do a fine job, but just know when you bring ultrasonic machines into your house, you're exposing your brain to the US Navy, to the CIA, to the NSA, and your records might come out spotless, but your thoughts are now being read by the US government. So if you're willing to accept that trade-off, then that's fine. I won't fault you for that. But I like to use analog products to clean analog records. And that's just the way I am. I'm old school. Now, some of these products or even methods might seem a little unusual to you, but some of them you might be familiar with. Some of these techniques have been passed around for generations. So let's get right into the products. This is Everspring. This is available at Music Direct. While it's acceptable for your hands, it's excellent cleaning your vinyl. I highly recommend it. This one's scented. I'm not saying you need to use scented, not at all, but it doesn't hurt for your records to smell good. And to be honest with you, I think some of the ladies appreciate that. But Everspring, great soap. And I just usually do a little one there, one there, one there. And you can have all the great products in the world, but if you're not using them correctly, it's worthless. So kind of watch the way I'm applying these and how I'm using them and how I space them out. Now, Windex. We all know Windex, tried and true. A lot of people don't understand how powerful Windex is when getting into those grooves, releasing material, keeping that shine nice and bright on your vinyl. But here's another thing that I've noticed. With Windex, on my mono records, just with my mono records, I noticed that they sound like stereo after I use Windex a few times. I know it's probably a figment of my imagination, but it's almost like this fake stereo. And so if you're into that sort of thing and you kind of don't like your mono records, try Windex. Here's a brush. I don't use this much, to be honest with you. Okay, moisturizers. You moisturize your skin, you moisturize your vinyl. This is a great body lotion called CeraVe, but it's exceptional for your vinyl. Now, there are different types of lotions you should use. I use this PM, more sensitive facial lotion on my higher end audiophile vinyl. I'm talking about my valuable vinyl or even the reissues or represses that are audiophile grade. I've used this consistently on my UHQRs with incredible results. So think about using a facial lotion on your more sensitive, more expensive records. And what I like to do here, just a little there, a little there, a little there. Perfect. Okay. Now, I should have shown this earlier. This is a lint brush. I use this before we clean. You can tell this record's spotless with dust because I use the lint brush. Okay. Oh, this is very important. Polish choice. This is a toner, a facial toner. But you see where this record's a little dull now? This will help bring that shine. Now, it might not improve the sound of your record, but on the vanity side, if you want your records looking good, I highly recommend Paula's Choice Facial Self. This is called Skin Perfecting. Very important though. Paula's Choice, a little sad story here. Paula had to choose between saving her child or starting a company with fine dermatological high-end products. And I'm glad she chose the products, but I bet the decision was difficult. So here, you just put the toner in the little in-between spots. Right there, perfect. Okay. We can't talk about cleaning your vinyl without talking about oil. We use oil in everything. We cook with oil, we put oil in our cars, and we even put oil in our beards. This, I have to say, this is probably the most impressive product I use to clean my records. This gets inside those grooves, it lubricates those grooves, but more importantly, it makes the output of your cartridges more efficient. It reduces the drag, it reduces the friction. I can't tell you how many times I've used this. It's such an improvement on my cartridge and my records. Okay, so what do you want to do with the vinyl there? I want to kind of put that towards the label, and that'll make sense in a little bit. Okay. Toothbrush. Probably the most important tool that you use when you're cleaning the records, when you're scrubbing them, is a toothbrush. The most important thing with the toothbrush is have a dedicated head. Don't use one that you're using in your mouth. Use one that you're cleaning your vinyl with only. That's what I like to do. Just get in there. Really get into those grooves. You can tell how well this is going. Really easy. Again, this isn't intimidating at all. Now, there's the oil. You want to work that oil out. You want to go from center to out. You want to keep doing this. I would say do this for about an hour and then rinse. But I'm going to stop for you right now. I'm going to continue this, stopping the video, and then I'm going to show you the results of cleaning when I get back. Just finishing up the drying process. And done. Wow. Look how great that turned out. I cannot wait to play that. I was going to sell this. I think I'm going to keep this now. That's easily a VG+++ in my book. Really happy with that. Thanks so much for watching this video on how to clean records. I hope you learned a few things. Many of these things you're probably already using, but just I hope you got a few tips, techniques to help you out and to blow people away when they come over to hear music at your house. Thanks again for watching The Reverend Rock and Rollin', and I hope you come back soon. Like, subscribe this video, and have a great weekend, everyone.